So your impressions of training camp up to this point?
My impressions of training camp. It is very tough. It is very intense, and I can definitely see why they've been to the finals the last 2 years consecutively. They come in, we get to work, go a solid 2.5 hours, and it's some of the highest level of basketball I've seen in training camp ever.
And how have been the reintegration process for you? You didn't play for the last 2 years, so you first go at it. So how have you been adjusting, getting back into this level?
It's a little bit different than playing overseas. A lot faster pace in my eyes, and talent level from 1 through 11. Obviously, in training camp we have 15, but when it gets down to the cuts, I think 1 through 11, is strong players here, and it's going to be a great experience and a great team this year.
And speaking of, a lot of promotional material has highlighted the chemistry between you and Lindsay. How has that helped you kind of get back into this fold?
I don't know. I kind of think about me and Waylon as almost like riding a bike. Time has gone by, but her game has improved, but we still have the same kind of chemistry, the same ability to read each other. So it's just a matter of time, to actually fully gel together and get the season underway, I guess.
And you of course, played against each other for many years, overseas, WNBA. How do you think that's going to help you to sharpen up your games when you take the floor as teammates for the first time since 2004?
Maybe just get a bigger understanding of her abilities. I haven't played with her in a while, so obviously, it'll take a minute to get, in the same groove. But, I've seen her several times overseas. We've hung out overseas, and, it's exciting to actually be back on the court and on the same team with her again.
Is there some concern about your stamina, about when you were signed? And so I guess what would you say to folks who are concerned about how your acquisition will affect the team chemistry, team dynamic?
There's only one way to get in game shape, and that's, playing games. Like I said, we go hard in practice for 2.5 to 3 hours on some days. And how my chemistry will affect the team. Hopefully it will benefit it greatly. I'm a big team player. I like to distribute the ball from the post. Some people have labeled me a point post in a way, just because when the ball comes in, it's going to get kicked back out to an open player and, facilitate the offense through me sometimes.
And what would you say about the other teammates you've had a chance to work with? Getting a chance to work with Maya Brunson as a teammate now, Monica Wright, Simone Augustus.
Their work ethic and abilities are tremendous. They come in every day, go hard. They force people to be better. They force you to guard them. They force you to, make plays offensively and defensively to, in order to make this team. And, the fact that I'll actually get in there with them in the rotation and everything, get used to their style and abilities. We'll gel right together, and hopefully we'll have a tremendous season.
Janel, you've been practicing with the team for a couple of weeks. What's the ceiling for this team, would you say?
It's high. Obviously expectations are to a championship, and I think that's from everybody from the management to coaching staff on down to the young girls who help us with equipment and stuff. The expectations on this team are tremendous, and the abilities we have, obviously getting back to the finals and the championship is not out of reach. Some people have labeled us to be lower, I think third in the West, but time will tell, and I think everybody here is anxious to get on the court, get games going, and see where we are.
Janel, it's been a few months since you came back from Europe. How much conditioning were you able to do between then and the start of camp, and how ready were you for the start?
I've been able to do a little bit. Like I was saying earlier, we go, for 2.5 hours daily. Obviously, the 2.5 month hiatus I had didn't help, but I think by the time games come around and the season gets underway, it should be good. We'll have a rotation. It's not like I need to play 40 minutes right out the gate. We have tremendous players on this team. Maya can play 4. There's lots of players on this team who deserve to be on the court. So, whether I play 20, 30, or 10, I'm just looking to contribute in any way possible.
You're familiar with Cheryl, and you know what she asks for. I mean, how ready? Were you surprised by just how intense the beginning of camp was?
No, one good thing is I got up here a couple times before camp started. Well, more than a couple times, but I had practiced with her several times, and I knew her attitude, her mindset, her expectations, so to say. So when camp actually started, it was nothing new, just a little longer and more people involved in practices. For a while, it was just me, Wei, and Dev, going the same stuff we do in camp, just the three of us, and that was pretty exhausting the way it was. At least now in camp, we get a little bit of a break in the rotation, seeing we got 15 people here.
In the short time you've been camping out, the Lynx lost a leader in Taj. Who have you seen that kind of has been the leader on this team?
So far, everybody's kind of said something. I think Maya stepped up a couple days, said some things. Simone has had, she's vocalized her opinion a couple times. But most of them lead by example. They get out there, they do the work that needs to be done. And if you're not following that, you're not going to fit with the team. You're not going to be able to get on the court, and that's pretty much the way it is. So far we haven't had that much of an outspoken leader. It's been more, like I said, lead by example and get in line and follow.
I know you've been to a Twins game. Get out and about town more so, and what kind of reaction have you had?
A little bit out and about. Fans are coming up to me and congratulating me on returning and, wishing me luck on the season, and that's always good to hear. So I think everybody's excited to get the season underway here and get some games under our belt.